We mentioned the Colonel Robert Parker, but this time Tennessee stud.
Ron has just moved back in this area, and we did a stud cast with him not just earlier this week, Wednesday, and I've always liked Ron, and I've always liked Robert. I like the whole Welch family, the Fullers and Jimmy Golden. They've always been really good people to me. But Ron would sometimes be maligned, and I don't know why, because he's always been a straight up guy that I know about with most people. And he told a story about working with Bob Armstrong somewhere in Alabama this past week, and he walks into the locker room. Uh, it's a match with Ron versus Ric Flair for the world title, and he beat Bob for the tournament to face the world champion. And he walks in the locker room. Actually, Bob goes on a promo and says, "Look, I just want to be a part of this match. I got to be a part of it somehow. I know you're going to be the world champion. I want to referee that match." Bob Armstrong, babyface. Ron Fuller, babyface. Ric Flair, heel, world champion. Big match. Going to sell out this arena. Bob Armstrong's the referee. There's no way Ron's not walking out the world champion that night. Everybody knows Ron Fuller is going to be the new world champion. Bob Armstrong refereeing. What could go wrong? So Ron said he walked in the locker room to give Bob and Flair the finish. And he says, "Okay, you wrapped up in the Fuller leg lock." And he's starting the finish. He's telling them all the finish. And he says, Ricky's just sitting there shaking his head. Then he says he stands up, walks around the locker room as I'm still telling him the finish. He goes, "And then when I got you in the Fuller leg lock, Bob's going to drop an elbow on me." Then Rick says, "Oh, my God." He says, "And then you guys put the boots to me and you get your heat." And so Ron said he looked at Flair, says, "You got it?" He goes, "God, Ron, you're going to get us killed out there." So and I don't know if he was telling the story for effect, but I could see Flair saying that. I could see Ron laying out the finish, because I've heard Ron lay out finishes, and they lay it out in every part. And if you have a discussion, let's discuss this part. Let's discuss that part. When he got to the final part, he went, "Oh, wait a minute. I don't know about this." But they went ahead and did it. So all those guys, Ron Fuller, Rob, Jimmy, they're all great storytellers, not just in the ring, but outside the ring too. And I thought Ron was tremendous in laying out his vision and what he wanted to do. So Ron Fuller's always been great. And I think he's a smart guy too.
Did you ever hear any of the stories, and this is very vague in my mind, so correct me if I'm wrong, is that the Fuller family would make a habit of buying dying territories, bring in stars. You're already smiling, so you can tell. You carry on.
Well, no. Ron asked me one time. See, when I went to Continental, it was already during that time frame of houses. Houses were still on the rise, but it was during that time when Crockett wasn't letting the world champion go out of his territory anymore, and things like that. So Ron, I believe, there were equal partners, but I think Ron might have held at one point to break a tie or whatever. It was Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, Bob Armstrong, Ron Fuller, and Roy Lee Welch. Might have been some other guys in there too. But when Continental got to the point where it wasn't drawing like it used to, Ron sold it to David Woods in Montgomery, Alabama, and was going to get out of the wrestling business. But he went up to Knoxville and opened up another territory, USA. So Ron asked me, he said, "What do all the boys think?" I said, "Well, everybody knew and could see the landscape of the way the business was going. The territories were dying. Territories were going away." And I looked at it as, which sucker were you trying to sell it to? And he laughed, because Ron knows Ron's not a dumb guy, and he knows how the presentation. Like, "David, we got a great thing here. You got to buy this wrestling company. You're going to get your TV here. You're going to get a wrestling ring. You're going to get all these wrestlers. You're going to make $1 million. You're going to make probably $1 billion." He's a great salesman. So yeah, I think that would be fair to say. that he would buy dying territories and sell to somebody else for a lot more and add value to it. You know, it's just it's all in the presentation. But I admire Ron. I really, really do. I think he's I think he's still to this day a really smart guy.
I love that I got halfway through that sentence and you knew exactly where I was going with that as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.